Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 21st of September 2021, and I want to talk about numbers today, and I'm going to come at this from four different directions, and it's kind of really coincidental how these four things are coming at me today, all kind of more or less all at the same time. It's sort of one of those serendipity things, I guess. But the first thing about numbers is, of course, we've got the autumn equinox coming up tomorrow on the 22nd. So it's kind of an important date for many people. Secondly, a viewer of this channel very kindly sent me a link to a Rachel Elnaugh video. You might recall her. I kind of linked to another video of hers just a few days ago, and she's a lady very much on our side and comes out with some great content, and this latest video of hers is really a little bit different because she kind of gives a very basic lesson, in numbers, a numbers 101 if you like, or a numerology 101 lesson. I must admit, I don't know very much about numerology and all that myself. It's a very new subject to me. Never really kind of looked into it too much before. But we should do, because as she explains, the powers that shouldn't be are very, very much into their kind of numbers and numerology. And they kind of work to important numbers, they work to important dates. And she was saying, and I agree with her, don't be at all surprised if the government come out with some kind of big announcement tomorrow, or at least at some stage this week, because it kind of just ties in with the sort of autumn equinox. And I'm going to leave a link to her video in the description box and in the comment section below, so you can have a look at that after watching me here. It's a really great watch, and if you're like me, new to this numerology thing, it will explain a lot, and it will kind of explain, if you're in any doubt, you just think, oh yeah, there's no way the government and politicians work to sort of numbers and sort of weird dates. Well, this will kind of prove to you that they do. So watch that link, watch that video that I'll link to after this. And that kind of ties in with the third thing, and that was a speaker this weekend event I've just come away from. They were saying that, again, that the powers that shouldn't be are very, very much into their numbers and dates. And because of that, it's actually one of their weaknesses. We went into this, weakness thing of theirs during the weekend quite a lot, and there's a number of them. And one of them is that they have to work to important numbers and important dates. And it's quite heartening, because if you thought that these protests that we're doing aren't doing any good, well, they are doing good, because if we can put them off, put them out of step, put them off kilter a little bit, delay their plans, well, you don't just delay them by a little amount, even if your actions were quite small, or your victory was quite small. It's kind of almost disproportionate, because a small victory for us is a major defeat for them, purely and simply because, well, let's say they were planning to do something tomorrow on the autumn equinox, and now they can't do it because of some kind of victory that we've gained. Well, they can't just do it on the 23rd of September. They've got to wait until the next kind of big date in their calendar. And that is why small sort of actions on our part, small victories, it's almost like a butterfly effect thing, translates into a big defeat as far as they're concerned, and that is one of the reasons why we're going to win this. And I guess I've always had a gut feeling that we will, and I suppose that kind of explains it, because as soon as you realise the enemy has weaknesses, you know you can defeat them. And it kind of reminds me of a documentary I saw some years ago, and it featured this Russian soldier who must have been around probably in the earlier phases of the sort of German attack on the Soviet Union in 1941. And he, of course, the Russians were sort of terrified and very frightened to start with. They didn't know what they're up against, and they just thought, there's no way we can win this thing. But then this soldier said, we started getting a little bit heartened when we noticed that the Germans would begin their daily bombardment on our positions at exactly the same time every day, at exactly 7 a.m. or whatever time it was. It never vary, it'd just always be on the same time. And the guys seemed quite pleased, and I guess they kind of recognised that as a weakness, and it probably then gave them a bit of strength that they hadn't had before. And just in the same way, if you start recognising this weakness that our enemy has, you can get a little bit of hope going that they can be beaten. So I hope that has kind of cheered you up a little bit today, and just know that just very, very small protest actions on our part can have a very big impact on their plans and what they are planning on doing. So please carry on with whatever you're doing, is what I'm trying to say here. And so that is, what's that, numbers 3 things. I did promise you 4 of them, and it ties in very nicely because today just so happens to be Lorraine and my 30th wedding anniversary, believe it or not. So 30 years today we've been married. My oh my, where have those years gone? I just do not know. It's crazy how quickly these sort of years go by. But what we're going to do is sort of take off down to the coast and have a nice time down there for a while. Nice meal tonight to celebrate. And so I doubt I'll be back with another video today, but certainly be back tomorrow. Leave it there. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.